I feel like command centers were super popular a few years back and they've sort of died down and no one really talks about them anymore. However, for today, I am bringing them back. Our command center is definitely not like Pinterest perfect. However, this is a space in our home that includes so many of the things that we grab for every single day and kind of has created this super efficient, organized space that we use constantly and has really helped to make our day-to-days like so smooth and systematic and super organized. For anyone who's new, I'm Marianne. I live here in Canada with my husband and 2 kids, and I make videos on simplifying life and motherhood through easy organization and decluttering. If you're interested in that type of content, please like this video and subscribe for more just like it. A couple of things before we start. We are a family of 4. Our kids are school age 6 and 8, so they're in grades 1 and 3 this year. We have 2 parents, like we both work full-time out of the house. It is definitely a busy like phase of life for us. So anything that we can do to make our lives and our days super efficient and easier is what I am here for. Our sort of version of our command center has definitely tweaked and been like changed and morphed over the years as we've been moved, as our family has changed, as our needs have changed, as our furniture has changed. The current setup we've had for about a year and I'm absolutely in love with it. We bought this sort of, I guess you'd call it like a sideboard that's behind me here. We bought it about a year ago, I would say, off Facebook Marketplace. It's not like extra cute. It's not like super stylish, but it is so functional. So I'm gonna take you on a quick little tour. Remember when I'm sharing these ideas is that obviously not everyone's command center is going to look the same. We have like a relatively small kitchen. These are items you might keep in your pantry if you have a large pantry or your kitchen, or maybe you have like a big built-in area in your living room, whatever might work for you. But I just want to inspire and give you ideas of how we've set it up to make it super efficient for our days and how maybe some of the ideas might work in your house as well. The unit has 5 large drawers and 2 smaller drawers. I will start with the 2 smaller drawers because I've shared them in other videos before and they are like 1 drawer each for each of our kids. So there's one, this is an Annie Rose drawer and one that's a Leo drawer, and they basically, a lot of it is really like their notebooks, like little crafts or papers or color drawings that they're working on, things like that. What I love is it gives them each a little bit of independence. Like these are like 2 spots in the house that are absolutely 100% theirs. It makes them also a little bit responsible for them. So if they're starting to get a little out of hand, a little out of control, I know I can say like, you know what, we want to work together and we'll clear this out. It'll only take 5 minutes and then you'll have a fresh new drawer. Teaches them these maintenance skills, these home maintenance skills without like being a huge burden for them and too much that they can manage. What I also love about this is it makes tidying up so much easier. So after a really long day, if like I've already put the kids to bed and I'm just maybe doing a quick tidy of the main floor, and if I find like random things from their backpack or like coloring sheets that they're working on, or just like little random bits like that, I know that I can just put them in their drawers, and 2 days later, 3 days later, if they're asking where those are, I always just say, check your drawer, because there is a 99% chance that that's where something is going to be. Next up, we have 3 crafting bins. There's Play-Doh, paint, and one that has basically become bracelet making just because that's what Annie Rose is into right now. Originally, these bins were on a shelf, which is why they're in like lidded bins. And so when I transferred them into this unit, I actually thought maybe I should take them out and like have stuff sort of loose or just use drawer separators, but I'm so glad I kept them in the bins because it works so well that they can, when they're ready to do Play-Doh or paint, they just pull the whole bin out, take it to the kitchen table or the dining room table, they work on it, do their creations, and then at the end, they just toss everything back in and put it in the drawer. So it controls how much we keep of it, but it also makes like tidying up so much easier. We have a 4th like white bin that's also part of that set, which we use for small like gaming things. So say if there was like, we had an extra dice or like a set of cards, things like that. Any small loose things that I want to keep sort of like tucked away, I just put into that bin. And then again, if we're like, it's a rainy day and we want to play some Go Fish, we know exactly where the cards are and we just go and grab them. The next large drawer is like our board game and puzzle drawer. We're not huge games and puzzle people. However, we do use them periodically and the kids definitely like playing the games when they have friends over. So I love that we can have it close to where they're going to play it, because they're probably going to play in the dining room or in the living room, and it's nice that they can just quickly grab them. It's at a low level so the kids are able to reach them, and then again, super easy, just tidy up and put away. The next drawer is my absolute favorite drawer, and this, I guess you'd call it the mom and dad drawer or the Scott and Mary Ann drawer. So this is one drawer that is shared. One side is mine and one side is my husband Scott's. A big part of it is putting our laptops in there. I have a office space in our basement, but I actually do my work upstairs, typically at the dining room table. And so I love having a spot where I can tuck away my laptop. It is safe from little kids throwing balls at it. You'll see that Scott's side is a little more messy than mine. However, he does also have quite a bit going on. He works out of the home like normally full time. However, he has like a small business. He runs out of the house doing golf club repair. And so all of that, he has a bunch of paperwork for that, which he keeps in there. He also has his laptop in there. He has also been working on a course for work for like, it feels like 1,000 years, but I think it's been 6 years. And he has like textbooks for that. So he keeps all of that in the drawer. And it's so nice to have this one spot, again, that is like ours. We can put all of my notebooks. If I'm working on like a workshop or something, I can put all of that in there, tucked away from the kids. And I just know where everything is at the end of the day. The last drawer of the unit has 2 categories. First, it has our kitchen linens. So every single night we sit at the table for dinner and we have like cloth napkins and placemats. That's just like what I grew up with. So that's what I'm used to. So that's what we do. And we keep all of that in that top drawer so that when whoever's making the table, they know where to grab them. We also in there have our tech tote. So this is a small bin, like a little clear bin, probably bought it at the dollar store. I have no idea. And it has essentially 2 main things. One is batteries and one are like extra charger power cords. So like if we had an extra cord to charge our laptops or to charge our cell phones, that would go in here. I have like a little charging cord. I still have like a super old iPod that I use, like an iPod Nano or something. I don't know, that I have been using for probably like 15 years or something that I still run with. So I use that. I have like my charger for that in here. We also have like a couple of household things, so a measuring tape. So that all lives in here, and all those tiny little tech bits that we ever need access to just go in here. There are 2 more sort of categories that live on top of our sideboard, and one is the caddy that you can see right above me, and that holds the kids like markers, pencil crayons, pens, pencils, that kind of thing. And again, I love that it's super handy that they can just grab it and carry it around when they're working on their homework, or if they're working on like a picture they're drawing, they can just take that with them, and then everyone knows it lives there at the end of the day. I also like that it's kind of cute, so I actually don't mind it sitting on top of the sideboard and that we see it every day. Lastly, and maybe like one of the most important parts, is what we call our stuff basket. So this has 2 main categories in it. One, it has returns. So things that we need to leave our house, whether it's something we borrowed from a friend, a family member, Tupperware from my mother-in-law, maybe it's something we need to return to a store. All the returns live in here, plus action items. So things that are maybe in limbo, some things that we need to take action on. Say we got like tickets to a play over Christmas, we went away, and when we were away, we had like a few tickets for different activities we were doing. If we had those printed off, this is where they would live like before we left for the trip. I'll give you a couple examples right now. This is a bag that my mom brought, like it's her bag, and I know that she'll use it constantly. I've seen her with this for like 2 years. So I'm gonna return it to her when I see her next week. We also have like, there's also some paperwork for some car repairs we just got done, which the car, it didn't really work out, and the car had to go back in today for some more repairs. So I'm sure that Scott tucked this in here because he knows it's sort of in limbo and he might have to access this paperwork before we like officially file it in our files in the basement. The kids do this super cute reading program through our library where they read to a dog. It's so adorable. So anyway, they each have their own little bookmarks that they have to take in each week to get stamped to like show that they're like reading to the dog. So we keep these in between when they're not going to the library. I just keep them in here, and that's something that they can grab, that they know where it is before they leave for their appointment. We've also been having a major like mouse problem. It's not good. But so we have a couple of mouse traps. Again, that's something that's sort of like an action item. We're working on it. And so we've just kept a few traps in here while we're working on it. So that is everything for this area. These are things we grab every single day. It's become so efficient. Everyone knows where everything lives. It's easy to grab, it's easy to store, it's easy to tidy up at the end of the day. Two other sort of traditional things that you might keep in a command center is like something you have in a utility drawer. So in our kitchen, we do have one small utility drawer that holds our pens and like clips and little notepads. Basic things like that. It doesn't have a lot in it. It's really a small drawer, but that's where we keep that. And then secondly, we have like a meal planning and grocery, a binder that holds all of our recipes and our meal planning like templates, which I've shared before in my meal planning video. And that's something that I would say would typically live in like a command center. However, I already had a perfect home for it in our kitchen and we're all used to it. So I just leave it in there and it works really good. Another category I get asked about a lot is sort of like bills or paperwork that again are like sort of like action items. I typically deal with our budgeting and our like daily banking and things like that. So that is something that I would just put directly, as soon as I got it, I'd put it directly into my agenda. I have like a paper agenda that I still use. So I slip it in there and then I just add it in my to-do list for like the next day or the next week or whatever it is. No two sort of command centers are ever gonna look alike, but I hope this gives you some ideas and inspiration for your home. And remember that the most efficient spaces are always the spaces that only have the things you actually use and that you actually love. Thank you guys so much for being here. I so appreciate it. I hope you guys have an amazing day and I will see you very soon. Bye guys.